Oh. Oh, I guess I'll just let you guys know we actually got a sponsor for this. So,
I'll let you know. Oh, wait.
just
Hey.
let you guys know. Yeah, we got a sponsor. So this video is actually being sponsored. So that's the good news. So try to throw that in there real
All
quick.
right. From
Yep.
who?
The mission of Mimi's Minis Gourmet Treats is to share a hug with every little bite. The treats are like little hugs, and they are just perfect for celebrations, care packages, just because, or I miss you, token, or to lift someone's spirits after they had a hard time. Sweet treats have a way of making any moment a little better. Mimi means grandma in German. And Mimi's Minis was birthed out of cherishing and sharing how that as a symbol of spreading sweet bits as that of a grandma's love with friends and family in such a special way. There's nothing like remembering and feeling the sweetness that a Mimi smile, hug, lesson, and treat can give you in many, many ways. Mimi's Minis is just a way to remember a piece of that in a small way. Get yourself a small treat today at shopmimisminis.com. The link will be in the description below.
All right, Dan. You know, I'll start off with you, man. Is there anything you'd like to say, man? Getting back into it?
I mean, I think, I mean, everybody obviously has good points about everything that's going on, and I mean, this is a tough situation, honestly. I've never seen nothing this crazy, you know, since Black King. You know, I was a young kid when that was going on, living in South Central. I remember that shit because I just remember my mom. She wouldn't let me and my brothers outside. She's like, nah, y'all stay in the house. Like, I don't want y'all mixed up in that stuff. But I see the purpose. I see why these things are being done. I don't have no issue with people protesting as long as it's for a good cause. I have no issues with that. Honestly, businesses being destroyed and all that, that I don't care about. People have insurance. That shit can get rebuilt. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me. But I'm actually glad that this stuff is happening because it's opening up eyes. And obviously, my man said things are starting to change. They're starting to see these different things happening. And I just feel like we don't need to give in. We need to fight and keep fighting until it gets fixed. Now, however long that's going to take, who knows? But we need to keep fighting. We need to keep fighting. We need to keep protesting because a lot of this that keeps going on, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? It's not right by any means. And you know, I'm in a biracial relationship. My fiance, my kids, they're half Hispanic. So I can see it, you know, on their end also. They're dealing with it too. So just seeing that stuff and going on, I want shit to get better because I don't want my daughters to grow up and have to be put in certain situations, especially if I'm not around, if I'm at work. I don't want my daughters getting caught up in some because I'll kill somebody. I mean, that's just my opinion. But it needs to change real quick. And obviously, it starts with the system. The system needs to get broke down and it needs to get rebuilt. That's how I feel. Because it should be
Okay. Hey, B, are you there?
Yeah, give me a sec.
All right. All right. You know what, Keith? I'll let you go, man. See if you have anything you got to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll just say, like, yeah, I do agree with him. I'm also in a biracial relationship as well. You know, I have a son that is obviously half black and half Mexican. So I tell him all the time, like, you got the best of best and worst of both worlds at the end of the day. It's two races that have been oppressed for a very long time. It's like everything that's been happening to Spanish people and shit like that is fucked up. Like, I mean, I don't agree with anything. Yes, I mean, yes, I do believe that Black Lives Matter, but I believe people in general matter, you know, and that's what a lot of people forget. Yes, I'm not saying that we haven't been attacked for the last, 20, 40, 50 years or anything like that. Of course we have. We've been the main focus of news and cops and just everything. Even before social media, there was a TV show still to this day that's called Cops that, yes, if emphasizes on mainly Black people. And if it sucks, it sucks. And I'm not saying that I don't want you guys to think like, yes, I'm not agreeing with what's going on, but I am saying that we as fathers or uncles or whatever, my dad died when I was 3 years old, and I was taught by women, and we all know how that does not help anything for a young boy growing up in the 80s and 90s. It's just not going to help. And now I feel like, yes, it's our time as uncles, fathers, brothers, whatever, to change the way these young kids look. But yes, I'm just saying that social media and just the media in general is what's taking over. It's like, how can I tell people? It's like we as kids who didn't have fathers had like Uncle Phil's, and we had TV shows that were dedicated to our mental growth, to be strong Black men. Yes, I tell people this all the time. I'm like, we had Boys in the Hood, we had Menace to Society, we had New Jack City. When is the last time you've seen a movie of that caliber to teach Black kids? We had Captain Planet. We had shows that taught us how to save the environment. We had influences. And from 1998 to basically 2000, I'm sorry, to 1988 to 2000, we got to see NBA players who did things and even, rappers who stood for something. And like I said, movies like Glory and stuff like that. It's like, so that's why I say it's more on the media now. It's like, and because that's TV raised us. TV raised us. And like kids are influenced on what they say. We wanted to be like Michael Jordan. We wanted to be like all of these, Reggie Millers or whatever Shaqs. It's like Shaq was all like hyped and talked and stuff like that, but that's what I'm saying. You look at the nonsense that the Black media does now. Yes, okay, I'm saying that, yes, that's what the white man portrays, but it's not like they're not getting caught in these compromising situations. It's like, and that's what I feel like needs to stop. It's like, yes, Charles Barkley did say it best. I didn't sign up to be a role model, but you kind of are at the end of the day. And that's what I feel like is a big problem in our young youth, because yes, we don't tell our kids like, hey, you can be a doctor or you can be a this, or like every time we talk to our boys, it's like, I want my son to be the next Jordan or the next Kobe. We're not saying that we want him to be the next Dr. Fauci. Like, has anybody thought about that? Or a judge or a lawyer or anything? No, you want your son to have oodles of money and so he can get by in life. And that's what we have pushed on our sons and daughters for the last 20 years. Like, you need to entertain white people, basically, just like he said, like being a coon or a fucking entertaining monkey just to make money. And it sucks.
Whoa. Hold on, let me. I agree with you though. I just wanted to. The whole go to the league narrative, right? The thing, that the probability of that happening is very low, of even reaching that status. But do people understand that? Do people understand why black people lean more towards entertainment, like in that field? Like, is there understanding? I just keep going back to causation. Why do we lean towards entertainment?
Wait a minute, say that
That's
again
first
now?
of all, that's one. That's number one. But number two is when you don't have when you don't have access to proper education in general, like the public school system is. So at the end of the day, especially in our communities, our public school systems are the worst of the worst. I can't, I went to a public school system in South Central LA when I was a kid, and we didn't have books, messed up books. I mean, it was bad, and it's still not too much better. So when you don't have access to education, you don't even like aspire to do those things. We should encourage that, and that's why I agree with what you said, brother. Is we need to encourage our kids to be more than that, right? If that is not the only way out. That is not the only thing you can do, and that needs to be preached. But what I want to touch on is why that happens, because people looking for a way out, man, right? Like when you look around, people want to be drug dealers because that's what they see.
Yeah.
They see the drug dealers walk around with everything they got in the lifestyle that they want, and they say, they made it out. I went to school with him. He's just like me, but he made it out doing this. I want to do that. They see people go out from, football and basketball. They made it out. That's their way out. Music. I want to be a rapper, right? All these things that you probably not even going to really be successful in because the chances of making it is so small. But it's their way. They look at it as their ticket. When you go to them hoods in LA, you go to Jordan Down Projects, you go to Nickerson Gardens, you go to the jungles. That's their way out. Ain't nobody in there thinking about being no doctor.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in there thinking about being no doctor. And I'm not saying it's not possible, and we should encourage that. But when you're in that situation, you're looking for a way of escape.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to live this lifestyle. Niggas don't want to look over their shoulder every day to have to fear for their life, right? Like, nobody wants to have to do that. Nobody wants to have to turn to a life of crime. Most people, let me be, some people want that fast life, that fast money, and, those are the exceptions. But I'm saying in general, when it's like, I don't believe in myself. No one's uplifting me in my community. I don't have fathers in the household. Let's touch on that. That needs to be a whole topic. The fathers are being locked up and killed. There's no fathers. So the fact is that there's no guidance for anybody to say, hey, man, I get you want to be a basketball player, but you should go. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do agree with you and what you said, though, on that aspect for sure.
No, I'm getting hungry. I'm not going to lie. So I ain't got too much more in me. But it was a good talk. It was a good talk. I mean, I appreciate you guys so much for doing all of this, and I know it's nothing but love here, and we all talk, and just because everybody doesn't see eye to eye, and that's another thing. It's like some people would think that we're arguing and fighting about to go to war. No, it's just personal opinion. It's just personal opinion. Like
right.
Everything that I've done, like everything that I'm going through, is not what you're going through. It's like, I'm not saying that you're wrong for how you feel. No, you are 100% right on how you feel. It's just, okay, like, hey, I need you to see it from my point of view. And I do feel like more people need to see it as that instead of like, no, this is how I feel and this is my way. It's like, no, everybody's allowed their own opinion. And I feel like that's what people forget in life. It's like everything you think of is an opinion. It's just an opinion. It's not me telling you that, no, believe this, do that. But that's about it for me at the end of the day.
All right. What about you, man? Oh, no, go ahead, Jason.
Oh, no, I agree with him, and that's what I like to do. That's why I like having these conversations, because I like insights from other people's point of views, because we all experience life differently. And I think that since that is a fact, people need to respect how other people experience life. Like, that's why people that don't experience racism don't believe it exists. Just like people that don't have COVID-19 don't think it exists at all. Like, it's the same thing. They don't experience it, so they don't you know, they don't believe in it, right? But you know, and definitely I love and respect other people's opinions because, you know, everybody has them, and like I say, it comes directly from their experience. But there's also certain things that are just like facts, right? That are just indisputable ways of life and evidence that it can't be negated. And that's what I like to deal in. I have my opinions, but my opinions are generally based in facts of things that are, you know, quantifiable that I can definitively prove, right? So that's where I think when people's opinions are only an opinion, unless it's a situation that has no facts, right? But if there's facts to a situation, we have to take all of those facts and give it a broad, you know, outlook. But I definitely appreciate this conversation. It's very much needed, my brother.
Yep.
B, are you there?
Yeah, I mean,
Can y'all hear me this time?
Yeah, you're probably coming in good.
Hey.
Oh my god.
All right, B.
That's ridiculous.
I just like you're here at the end, but you know what? I gotta let you say your piece. So first off, introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about you, a little bit about your background.
Hello everyone. My name is Brandon Vernon. I was born in South Central LA. I was raised up here in Palm AV for the majority of my life. And I'm also a painter and a web developer as well, a graphic designer. So, but yeah, I'm just out here just doing my thing and trying to survive within this society that's happening right now. So.
Okay, now B, I know you probably miss a lot. You definitely miss a lot of talking points, but you know what?
I know.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and just maybe just talk about some of the things that are concerning you right now, and let you have your piece right now.
Well, I want to go back to about the image of Black people. For me personally, especially when it comes to Black men, because we are the builders of society. So, but I wanted to chime into what Keith was saying, and the thing is, yes, because of the image, Black people are going to those fields of basketball, football, and any one of those type of sports because of the quick cash, because of the promotion, and that's why us as Black people, we're so focused on sports. Hell, I got two brothers who was in the popular sports of basketball and football. My parents invested all their money into them. I'm an artist. I didn't get no investment at all growing up as a kid. I got like cameo overs like here or there. So the amount of help a kid gives joining sports, particularly football, basketball, is crazy, man. And if you have a kid who's smart, who wants to be an engineer, who wants to be an artist, who wants to be a construction worker, an electrician, or whatever, that kid is getting overlooked. He's not being looked at. And then when that kid do well in school, in the terrible public schooling that he was put into, if that kid finally, if he survived all that, when he does go to college, well, now he's culture shocked. He's within this environment where, well, hell, I can sleep at night. I don't have to worry about getting robbed or killed. Even though, yes, there are, he has to worry about, the police and all that other stuff. But in general, that kid is a lot more cherished, because it seems like people of other cultures, they value our boys of talent more than what we do. And that's why when these kids, when they finally leave the community, go to college and get praise, and they get all this love. They get chicks that they never even deal with before. They're nice and kind. He's getting invited to all these events. He's getting all these awards and all this other stuff. Now he's thinking, why do I want to go back home to where I was raised? Why do I want to go back to the hood where invest my money into the hood when I could put my money into these people because these people treated me well? You see what I'm saying? So when our boys or girls, when they finally leave, they think about the trauma that they had to endure growing up within this so-called Black community, and that's why our community can't grow, because the seeds of the community are not coming back, and they shouldn't have to either. From what they grew up with, they shouldn't have to. My childhood wasn't that bad compared to a lot of Black folks when it comes to like living in the hood. But like I said, I was born in South Central, so I understand what we're going through, and it's just a shame, man, that our Black children are not being invested, or their talents not being invested into. But when it comes to the basketball, when it comes to the football, everyone put all their money into those players, and it's a shame, man. It's a shame. So I just wanted to give my intake when it comes to that. When it comes to things like Black Lives Matter, like the movement, do not agree with the organization of Black Lives Matters whatsoever. The organization of Black Lives Matters. They're anti-Black now. They're anti-fatherhood, and I can't roll with that, man.
They're anti-fatherhood. Where's that narrative come from?
If you go on their website, and when you read,
wait, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up
Huh?
right now so people can see it. Let me.
Yeah.
So just go to the website.
Yeah.
Okay, we got. Keep explaining me.
Yeah. So when I was reading what it was about, they mentioned everything about Black females. They mentioned parents and all this stuff, but they didn't mention Black boys or fatherhood. And I looked at this 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's still the same, but and I can't roll with that. And also I question where they're putting the money. I don't know if they're getting a lot of money, but are they really putting it back into the Black community? I don't know. So I can't really roll with that. Also, I can't roll with the Black Lives Matter because of the unorganization of the organization. I mean, they're kind of giving me that Al Sharpton vibe. He's quiet throughout all the years, but when some Black guy gets shot, he wants to come out and make a profit off that, and then he's just going to disappear again. So I'm not too sure of what's the end game of Black Lives Matter. What's the end game of it?
It's to get prosecution for crimes that are committed against people. Just justice. They say it all the time. The mission statement is bold. It's not even like it's stop. You can't stop someone from killing someone, but you can put their ass in jail. right? Like that's our issue. So that's the issue. Like people are getting off, cops are getting paid leave, right? And they're getting off. They're not even getting indicted. So that's, to me, you know, I don't know.
But I
think B.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think B was talking about the movement. I think he was talking about the organization.
I mean, but they're under the same name, right? So when people are saying that, you're not really like. I mean, what does that mean, though? Right? Like the organization in the movement, yeah, but they're the same.
No,
thing,
not necessarily.
Right? Like,
not necessarily.
Well, I mean.
So, B, do you want to explain it? Because you're the one who brought it up, or do you want me to explain it?
Yeah, I need clarity.
Okay, so, here's how I look at it. You know, all this is happening because of the movement of people. Everyone's coming out here. Everyone's putting pressure on these people. And yes, they're saying Black Lives Matter or whatever, but I'm seeing more of the impact of the movement than the actual organization of Black Lives Matter actually being out here and doing something about it. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's not true, though. Black Lives Matter has been getting a lot of indictments, and they're making a lot of moves on the. See, just because people don't see, so we had this conversation, you wasn't here earlier. Just because you don't see work being done doesn't mean, like Norris said, that like it doesn't mean it's not being done, right? Like there are a lot of people that are a part of Black Lives Matter that make a lot of noise and move a lot of weight under the table, right? Like they're doing the hard, gritty work instead of being pretty. Right, getting out there for social media, they really out there tightening up those ties and rolling up them cuffs.
But
so I do believe,
but hold on, so then the question is that the people that's part of the movement, or is that the organization?
Is that part? If you say that is a part of the movie, I mean, the movement. There are people from the organization that are in the movement. I don't understand.
Yeah,
there are people that are part of. There are people that are part of the Black Lives Matters organization that are actually on the front lines and was on, you know, those streets with them cops in the protests. And they are calling the senators and getting changed and getting laws changed and getting people arrested. Like, that is Black Lives. So I get what you're saying, because I've heard different things about who's behind Black Lives Matter. You know, there's things I've heard, so I'm not naive completely. Yeah. But I think when people group that together, they just say Black Lives Matter. There's no really way to separate that, even though you want to. When most people reference that, it's just a reference of a broad scale, right? Like Black Lives Matter as a whole, instead of, you know, I get it. It's like the Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter.
Yeah,
like,
but
All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter. That's all bullshit. Like, all that's bullshit.
Yeah, but the problem is...
Like, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, but the problem is when it comes to like the Black Lives Matter, this is why it's very different, because it's something that I think I know I'm seeing is that we're like me, like I'm about the movement, of course, but what is the organization goal? Like there could be two different things, because the movement is really to help us, but there are people that are coming out hijacking the movement for their own benefits. Which is happening.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, though. Those are people that are going to do that regardless.
But this is a problem.
Right? Like, with that.
But this is a problem.
But it's a problem, but it's not a reflection of Black Lives Matter. It's a problem, but you can't control. Like I said, you can't control people. If people want to come and loot and fuck up things and mess up the protest, that's an isolated group of people that need to be isolated from Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Matter was out there being peaceful. All the videos I saw was white people looting, burning shit down, and some other. I didn't see that, right? So I'm trying to figure out the narrative of these people that are hijacking the movement. No, who's hijacking the movement are these racist people that are saying Black Lives Matter is a racist organization, a terrorist organization, a hate group, when all they're saying is, motherfuckers, stop killing us, and if you do, go to jail. Right? Like, that's kind of like that's kind of the point of what and they have their goals out. They want police reform. There's a whole bunch of. I think you guys need to tap in a little bit. So you follow Sean King?
I already have it up. Like I mean, I know you can't see it, but I have it up, and I can read the statement and stuff right now.
Yeah, I can't see nothing, so.
Oh yeah. But Dan, you can.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, because I have it up right here. So if you want to read it.
I can't read. Well, I mean, I'm on the phone, so.
Oh no, I'm talking to Dan. But I'll see you on link.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I mean, what's the point though?
Well,
like, is it even a need to focus? Like,
this is the issue. Is that it's kind of like what you're saying, because the problem is that it happens with a lot of our causes. Is that and with anything, it's that it gets hijacked and they start combining all that into one, which doesn't represent us. If we can't separate that at all, what happens is it all comes together, then everybody just looks at us and say, oh, well, you guys are the monsters, you guys are the terrorists. And that's not true at all. And sometimes it's these outliers that have their own agenda in mind that comes in and screws up the movement. And now we can't get what we need to get done. Or it gets turned in a way where okay, yeah, it may look good, but we wind up losing at the end because who's in it is using it for their own benefits. And even though, yeah, we may win, in winning you can find losing, and that's my biggest fear. I'm not trying to win and get someplace to the point where we wind up losing at the end. Like that makes no sense.
Right.
So we need to push out these outliers and say, no, you're not part of that. So to be honest, because now again, I'm not going to speak bad about the organization because I only heard it from rumors. You know, I mean, like I said, I have it up right now. I'm letting Dan read it, but yes, some of the rumors I heard, I'm not too sure about the organization. I can't condemn it yet because I need more information. I just hearing from rumors, but I can honestly admit from the rumors, I'm at a point where it's like, okay, you know, because you gotta understand when people donate this money to Black Lives Matter, they expect it to go in to help us as a Black community and us as Black people and Black individuals, to help our community, to help our business, help our.
They shouldn't expect that. Why would they expect that? Like that's a false expectation. What you should expect is the money to be used to bail protesters out, because that's what happened. When protesters was getting arrested, people were donating money to Black Lives Matter and they bailed them out. You should be using that. That money should be going to use to get that money should be going. It can't go straight. That's not the issue, right? Like, that's a whole nother topic. We're not going to try to talk about Black economics, right? It's not everybody donating to Black Lives Matter, right? Like, that's not what that organization.
But it's what people perceive.
Okay, but at the end of the day, it's like, so you want that money to go to bail out Black people instead of Black schools that need new books and computers? Like, that don't make
That's a separate organization. That needs to be a separate. This Black education matter.
Hold on.
Because Black Lives Matter is about police brutality and the killing of unarmed Black people. That's what it's about. It's about no justice, no peace. If you want to have that conversation, that needs to be Black education matters. Black dreams matter. But when we're talking about Black Lives Matter,
Black lives, I feel, at the end of the day, Black lives are Black lives. Like
what does that mean?
You are now putting a label on Black lives, Black education. No, Black lives are Black lives at the end of the day. I personally.
But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is the reason why this whole thing the reason why people are protesting and saying Black Lives Matter is not because of the lack of anything we have. It's for a specific purpose. Just like Colin Kaepernick said, I'm kneeling to protest police brutality, period. Like, that's what he said, right? So we can't create our own narrative when the narrative right? You can't create your own narrative if I'm telling you that's what I'm doing it for. So I don't know anything else other than that. What are you talking about? That's what people are out there. Yeah, you're right. We need to be attacking the education and health and financial, points in our community. But that's not what this movement is for. You can't bunch everything. No, you don't do that. The civil rights movement was about civil rights.
That you want this money to go to bail out protesters. I'm saying, what the hell does that have to do with a foot on the neck. I'm saying, okay, if
because the people that were protesting, because before anybody protested, none of the officers were arrested. Before anybody protested, nobody was the dude that shot the man that had to take it. Nobody. These protests is getting attention, and by getting attention, you get results. That's what protests matter. Those people being on those front lines are getting these bills changed. They're getting things. They're moving and shifting. So protesting matters. We need to do more because we're at a stage where protesting is not enough.
Okay,
we need to do more. But protesting still has an effect. It still works.
What I'm saying. I'm saying that you're going to bail these people out and give the so-called white man back their money. Is that what I'm understanding?
I mean, I'm not. What? Okay, what does that even mean? Like, what is that not even applicable?
That's what I'm saying.
That's not even applicable. So leave the protesters in jail? What's the logic of that?
Just leave it back to the jail. That don't make no sense.
Right, so leave the protesters in jail? That's your resolution, to leave them in jail? I don't give a fuck who the money goes to. You should bail people out if they're out there on the front lines. You weren't on the front lines. I'm pretty sure if you was on the front line, you want somebody to bail you out.
I'm saying that these people need to learn how to have a contingency plan to know that.
I believe that. Yes. I agree. Yeah. They're unorganized.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a different. Yeah, I agree.
Better money should not go to people who are choosing to go protest and get arrested. I'm not saying that they're choosing to get arrested, but it's you, and you have to know in your mind that it might eventually happen.
Yeah, but
and then that's why you have a fund. You have a fund for those expenditures. It's the same thing that happened in the civil rights movement.
Hold on.
Or attacked by dogs.
Hold on. Wait.
Hold on, everyone.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to give B and Dan a chance to speak.
Dan,
go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
Let me just say, like, I get it. I get what you mean. Obviously, the shit wasn't, organized to the fullest off jump. But then at the same time, you got to understand that people are reacting to a situation that happened basically all through the stream live. A man died in front of millions of people. So you can't expect organization to be top notch right off the top. This brother got killed in front of every fucking body for no fucking reason. And so now people are reacting. There's no time for organization. It's time for reaction.
That's a good point.
That's where this came from. This is a reaction to something that happened to one of our fellow brothers and sisters for no reason. So you can't expect the shit to be well organized. And then you got to think about it. These people that are protesting peacefully, they're the ones that were getting thrown in jail for no reason. They were peacefully protesting. So that's why these funds are going to help you. Why do you let them sit in jail? They're going to sit in jail and rap because they're peacefully protesting? That makes no sense. Like, why not help them out? They're fighting for a cause, a good cause. I will pay whatever amount of dollars that I need to pay to help out a brother in need or a sister in need when they're doing something positive. That's what these people were doing. They were out here positively, peacefully protesting and getting thrown in jail for no reason at all. Only because of the simple fact that now Black Lives Matter. That's the problem. People are taking the Black Lives Matter thing out of context. People are thinking that Black Lives Matter means only Black Lives Matter. That's not what it means. That's what people need to think about and get into their head. Black Lives Matter now. We're the ones that are fucking dying. That's why it matters. That's what people need to understand. Yeah. It's not all lives matter. We know all lives matter. That's stupid for us to not think that all lives matter. White people aren't out here getting killed for no reason. So why the fuck would we say, oh, white lives matter? We know you fucking matter. You guys aren't the one out here dying for no fucking reason. You're not out here getting filmed with somebody on your fucking neck and your last breaths are being recorded for the millions of people, and you're there helpless. This is a black man that was helpless. Nobody didn't fucking help this dude. You have people just spectating. This is why this shit matters, because this shit is unnecessary. It's uncalled for. Now it's just blatant now. There's just a blatant disregard for Black lives. That's the problem, and that's what we're trying to fix. That is the problem. Like, it's not. We know all lives matter. Don't get that shit twisted. Everybody's fucking life matters. But right now, we're the ones that need help. White people don't need help right now. Ain't nothing going on with y'all. So why the fuck are we saying all lives matter? Nothing's going on with you. Y'all living in your lives, living your lives perfectly fine in your homes, with your families, with no drama, no issues. But young black men are out here for no fucking reason. This is why it matters. So people need to start learning and listening. This is why we're saying Black Lives Matter. We know it. There's a meaning to it. It doesn't mean that we're the only ones that matter. That's what people need to understand. Like let's stop looking past that. We got to understand that. Let that sink in. Like this right now, yes, Black lives do matter right now, because we're the ones that are getting killed for no fucking reason at all. And we all see it. Everybody sees it. And ain't nobody doing nothing about it. And that's why we're protesting, because we're trying to make shit happen. We're trying to do something about it, because we want this shit to be fixed. We're fucking tired of this shit. Millions of years, like, we're tired of this shit. This is the problem. So people need to make sure y'all understand, like, what that shit means. So I don't want to hear people say, oh, all lives matter, because that shit pisses me off when people say that. Let's be real. We know what the purpose is. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to say, man. Because I hear too many people get that shit misconstrued. No, we know. Everybody knows what the fuck it means. People are just being either ignorant to it, or they're being oblivious to it, or they just don't to even concerns. But we know what it is. We know what it is. Everybody knows what it means. Like let's not act like we don't know. We know what the deal is.
Exactly.
All right, B. Yeah, go ahead, B.
I'll go. Or,
Yeah, go ahead, B.
Well, so everything pretty much was said about Black Lives Matters and the importance of it, and it's definitely true. But like when it comes to going back to like the whole protesting thing, I kind of look at protesting like war. You know, when I look at these things, I know people's gonna get sacrificed. People's gonna get killed, go to jail, wherever. And people that are going to jail. I agree with what Keith said. There should already be a funding there to get your warriors, to free your warriors from the prison. And my problem with the Black Lives Matter is it's been around too long. It's been around too long for us to be reacting all the time. I have a huge problem with reacting from emotions and not reacting through logic, through strategy. And every year it seems like we're just always reacting. We're always reacting. But there's gotta be a time where we could finally, when these things do finally happen, we should already have a strategy going. We should already know. We should already have the laws down for every state, knowing this state we need, if this happened in this state, we need to tackle these laws to make sure it's changed so this stuff don't happen to us again. And that we're out here protesting, and we're out here, and we finally got the cops to get sentenced. Now I don't know if that's because of Black Lives Matter or it's because the whole world actually got mad for once. I don't know, but to me that's not a victory to me, because the problem is still there, and it seems like to me when these things does happen, let's say that the cop got persecuted or even got let go, it never goes past that. You know, I never hear no laws getting changed. You know, I never hear any of these things happening. Because the police station, they're protected by union, and the union is they have the lawyers, judges, they're all one unit. They're all one unit, and that's why the police. That's why it's hard to get rid of an officer because of this union, and because of this union, they're too powerful, and this union got to be separated. They got to get dismantled. Why aren't we attacking this union? What's going on? What's the plan to take these things down? Because just throwing one cop or and his buddies to jail, that's not going to do anything. The head is not gone. You can cut the tail off the snake, but the snake is still going to go. And depending on reptile, it is, it'll grow its tail back. So there's too many. So that my whole thing is what if this things keep happening? What are we going to do? What's the strategy to tackle these things without reacting? While just going out there like with their head cut off.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, and the thing is, my problem is Black Lives Matter as an organization been around far too long for them to not have this stuff down by now. They've been around since Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
That was almost 10 years ago, man. And we react the same way every single time. Every single time we react the same way. And it's frustrating just seeing this. It's frustrating, you know, I was driving, I ran into the protesters. And no police cops around, no city building, no anything around. It was just the local stores. They're all out there just chanting Black Lives Matter. That's no way effective strategy to me. That's not an effective plan. Like I said, I look at this as war. If I'm gonna do anything, I'm going straight to the head, and I want to do something about it with my army, because they can't take us all out, man. They can't take us all out.
Right.
So I want to thank everyone for checking this one out. I hope you enjoy this one. And unlike the first one, in this part I decided to put the talking point at the end because I really just wanted to get straight into this one because I really feel like this one is a good one. And I didn't want to waste your time to hear me talk at the beginning. The final part 3, will be up next week, so make sure you come back for that one. Lastly, in our next recording, we would definitely like to get you involved. So if you have any questions, comments, want to educate us on something, or may want to correct us on some of our points, please comment down below. And the best comments I will definitely present to the group. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget, come back next week for part 3, the final part.